Hey guys, just having my coffee. Haven't done my stretches early morning, but I wanted to share a couple of things with you. And I didn't think it through, so so give me a second. Good morning, everybody. Having my coffee, my vape, and I just wanted to do a quick video on a couple of things having to do with the business. One of them has come up a few times this week, so I thought I'd share it. It's not something that maybe most people would know, and that has to do with buying stuff that may have a problem or maybe missing a part, and mostly missing a part. I have a Tascam TAC 688, which is a MIDI multi-track recorder. And for you technically challenged, audio challenged people, which I'm a lot of challenged, so that's okay. It's just basically a home studio, but they go for, right now they're selling for about $600 to $700, and that's not even serviced. With high-end electronic stuff like that, I usually will service it if I can get more money to make up for it, and it doesn't take much time. This one didn't take up much time. It actually had a part that was burnt out. It was a motor for the capsule. I think that's what you call it, the thing that moves the cassette tape around. I had to replace that. Got it in. While I was waiting for the part to come in, I opened it up and blew it out and cleaned it up and washed it and did all the kind of stuff like that and spanked it and ready to put it to bed. Got the motor in, and it has 3 little screws, and they're specialty screws that hold that thing on. What it does is they go through little rubber grommets go around it, and what that does is it keeps it from passing on the vibration from the motor onto the tape deck and onto the audio devices. So got it cleaned up. I had to solder the motor in there, got it all installed. It worked great. Went to put the rest of the screws in, and I dropped one. And I couldn't find that sucker anyway. It's really teeny tiny. So I was going to have to sell this sucker for parts. And for parts, I might get $150, $200 for it. So rather than that, I just kind of, out of frustration, I just kind of set to the side, and it's been on my workbench. You might see it in the back of the videos. But it's just been there aggravating. So I had another thing come in. Myrna bought a pedal board case for playing, and it was just too big. It's a high-end pedal board. It's just something you stick your effects to, your pedal effects to, and then there's the case to hold it. Just the thing to stick to the pedals to is like $230 used, and then the big road case goes for another probably $150. It was too big for her. We got a great deal on it, and we paid $70 for it. It was too big for her, so we're reselling it, but it's missing a foot. They had the rubber feet on the bottom of it, and it was missing one of the feet. So I got on I tried to find the feet, got on eBay. A lot of times you can find the parts for stuff if it's very common. But I got on eBay, I got on Amazon, I Googled all the places, and I couldn't find it. So I got on the manufacturer's website, and I sent them a message and told them the model of the item I had and what I was looking for. Now, they're not used to people doing that. They're used to warranty stuff, so they came back asking, did this come without it and all that kind of stuff. Once they understood the situation, they were actually really, really cool, and they wound up sending me the foot for free. So again, I would have had to discount that thing quite a bit without that foot, because it would have been lopsided. Who wants a lopsided pedal board? So same thing with that little screw. I couldn't find it anywhere. And So I got actually called the manufacturer and talked to somebody. And again, usually, a lot of times they're in this kind of situation, if it's electronics and stuff like that, a lot of times you're going to get repairmen, technicians, and you're going to have to explain the situation. But once they understand, they're a lot more helpful because they understand exactly what you need. Other times you're going to get customer service again that's used to dealing with warranties and things like that. So you might have to explain it and be a little bit patient. But this guy actually wound up selling me the screw. He said it was 75 cents and free shipping, and I told him 75 cents. Send me 3 of them just in case I lose them again. So he did, and I've done this in the past, and you know what? I think probably about 9 times out of 10, if it's especially if it's vintage, it's not one of the regular models that they're selling right now. A lot of times they would just give it to you. If it's something that's barely out of warranty, even if you're not the original owner, a lot of times, again, they'll just give it to you. If you're nice, that's always the thing when you're dealing with people. You always be nicer than they are, and they will try to help you out. So I gotta have some coffee. Hold on. Anyway, the other thing is this fast nickel, slow dime, not being proud of your stuff. I'm sure you guys have heard this debate or been involved in the debate, and that's basically, do you go for the highest dollar and you wait it out till somebody will pay it? Because a lot of times they will, but sometimes you'll have to sit on things. Or do you take the best offer? Do you give it at a low enough price that you know it's going to move out fast? And I think the difference between a lot of people in their mindset with that is, were they collectors before they were resellers, or were they resellers to make money? Because if they're resellers to make money, generally they're going to be like, this is inventory, I bought it for a little bit of money, I'm going to get whatever I can get for it to get it out fast, get that money back in my pocket, and buy something else. And there's a lot to be said for that. I actually, on the other hand, I fall in love with a lot of my stuff. I really, as you can tell, I mean, I find some really neat stuff, and I've got this little guy in the back of my head that says, you know what, it should go for this. And I'm not going to take a penny less. It's going to go for this. And then I got another guy on the other side of my head that's going, I can't sell it for less. I can't do it. We're going to go broke. We're all going to die, and the world's going to end. So I think Chad from the Golden Finger Picker was probably the first one that brought this up to me, because he is absolutely get it in, get it out, make the money that he can make. If it's discounted, great. If he can get high dollar, that's awesome. I mean, he gets some really, really cool stuff, and he doesn't always just throw it out there real cheap. But if it sits there, if it sits there for a few weeks, he's going to be worrying about it. He actually starts stressing, and he wants to get it out there, which is awesome because he's very, very successful. And then you have people like the Bearded Picker, Scott, who talks about not being, and the Alabama Picker too. They talk about not being proud of your stuff. They talk about thinking about your stuff as an inventory, and inventory is there to sell. It's taking up space. It's taking up invested money. And then there's another argument is hey, don't drop the bottom out of the market, because if you sell yours for too cheap, then that's going to bring, when people do the search, they're going to see that that's what it's sold for, and when people are selling, they're going to see that's what it's sold for, and that's going to bring the price down. And yeah, I mean, it kind of can do that, but if you're really, really destroying the market, if you're really, really just throwing it out for a ridiculous amount of money, but who wants to do that? because the market will recover on things like that a lot of the time. You know, it's if you've got in my case, if I've got something that I'm selling for $150, and that's a really good average of what it should go for, and somebody comes in and they're selling one for $20, and then someone else comes in and they're selling theirs for $20, you know what, if I sit on mine for a little bit and let those sell, and mine's the only one out there for 100, and let's say 100 bucks, people are going to buy it for $100 if that's a good price. Sure, they're going to go for that $20, but you know, that's the market recovers. So anyway, I have been, as I said, I have been the long tail dime. Get as much money as I can get. Let it sit there. It'll eventually sell. Concentrate on getting more stuff and getting more stuff on. And I've come around actually in the past month or so. I started taking best offers again. I used to do best offers, and I would get people throwing me lowball offers, and I get pissed off, and then I would run out, because they only give you a certain amount of offers for that listing. So I'd run out of offers, and you know, I would ignore people, and I would just get all bunched up, you know. So but they make some really good points with the best offer. I stopped doing it, by the way, for that reason. I know a lot of other people have too. They've come up with some really good points, and that is, again, taking the emotion out of your business. Think about when even face-to-face, as estate sales or garage sales, more with estate sales, when I am giving an offer for something, I'm going to, a lot of times my strategy is I will throw out a really low ball offer. Now I let them know that I know it's a real low ball offer. I also let them know that I hope that they sell it for the price that they get, but just in case they don't. So you know, I establish a win-win relationship with them, but I still throw that out there. I think the biggest one I ever did was it was a French China set. I think there was like 200 pieces, and they had $750 on it, and they were closing, and I threw out there, I got the guy aside and I said, this is going to be ridiculous, you're going to laugh, I know it's going to be ridiculous, so you know, you can go ahead and laugh afterwards, but how about $40 for that? And he did laugh, and he said, yeah, that is pretty ridiculous. He said, but if you got a $100 bill, I'll sell it to you. So what I did is, if I would have gone at, you know, even asking him his price, what's the least you can do on that, he would have been thinking from $750. And what I did is I started thinking, I got him thinking up from 40. So all that to say, that's my strategy, and I'm not trying to piss somebody off. I'm not trying to steal anything from them. That's just good negotiating. Now, when you're dealing with messages over eBay, and this isn't even messages, this is just their system. You're getting these messages from their system for this lowball offer, then you're picturing this other person. and God love us, we always go to the worst, don't we? So we're figuring this little guy who's got the wife beater, who's all stained up in his mom's basement, and he's going, I'm going to get something for free. So anyway, but that's not what's happening most of the time. A lot of times people see best offers and say, well, you know, I'm gonna see if they'll take it for $10 less, whatever. And then I get other people that are like, well, I'm gonna resell this, so I would like to see how low I can go, and vice versa. So you just treat it like this is a friend, and we're having a conversation, and we're having a negotiation, and don't ignore those lowball offers. Throw them another one. Say, hey, I appreciate your offer. How about checking this offer out? And or even if you've got a limit that you're going to go down to, you can say, hey, I appreciate your offer. This is as low as I could possibly go on this. And if they want it, they'll get it. And if they don't, They won't. But so I've started doing that. I've started thinking about my stuff as inventory that is taking up space, that is taking up investment dollars, and that I could sell. Get the Cassini going. Get the you know, add to my qualification for top-rated sellers. You know, all those kind of things. Make my numbers good, get my momentum good, make me feeling good, get more money in my pocket to reinvest. And I tell you what, since I've started doing that, my sales have gone through the roof. Through the roof. So I'm not telling you to do it or not to do it. You know, that's your own business. I wouldn't want you to change your whole business structure because good old Phil over a cup of coffee told you to. So, but anyway, I would suggest give it a try. I mean, what the heck? You don't have to do it on everything. Just throw it on some items, a few items, and give that a shot. And when that offer comes in, think to yourself, how long have I had it? How much do I have invested in it? And really, do I really need to get top dollar, or is this a good amount? And if it's not a good amount, what is? But it's really cool to get the things out there and get them sold and get that money back in your pocket, especially if it's been sitting around for a while. So anyway, that's all I got for today. Thank you for coming in and visiting with me. Hit the share and the like and subscribe, and hit the ringy dingy thing so you get notified next time I make a video. And you know what? Whatever tune life plays you, you got to find your groove. Come back and see me.